What is good, you guys? We are back with another Fit and Film episode, and we are here with the third pick in the NBA draft. Like I said, we're basically mock picking every single pick in their own individual video. So if you like that type of content, go and like some of the video. But today, with the third pick, we got the big man Evan Mobley, and I honestly felt that the second and third pick could have gone either way, depending on your preference. And in my opinion, guards are just more important than bigs in this day and age. And the biggest example I have for this, and I said this in the last video when I was trying to make my case for Jalen Green over Evan Mobley, is that DeAndre Ayton is great. He's great in the finals. He's doing his thing. Almost a 2020 game today in the finals, Suns and Bucks, you know? But the reason why he is this good is because of Chris Paul and Devin Booker. If he didn't have those type of guys to give him the ball and take some of the pressure off of him, he wouldn't be this good. For example, I got Luka Doncic as the number one option on his team, the engine of his squad. If you switch those two and you put DeAndre Ayton on the team and you didn't have Luka on that team, and he had guards like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jalen Brunson giving him the ball, do you really think he'd be as effective as he is right now? Probably not. So that is my argument for Jalen Green over Evan Mobley. But Evan Mobley is still a generational talent in my opinion, and is going to be a really good player. And let's talk about his fit with the Cavs. All right, man. There's a couple things that the Cavs have to do to make the best fit for this generational talent, Evan Mobley. And the first thing I want to talk about is that there's been a lot of talks with Colin Sexton and trade talks and things like that. There's been from my Mavs and the Heat and other teams like that. But with this Evan Mobley draft, I think the more replaceable piece at this point would be Jared Allen. I think he's a restricted free agency this summer, and you probably wouldn't match what you'd probably match if you didn't get Evan Mobley. Now, you can run a 4-5 thing, and you've seen Evan Mobley play with his older brother and Isaiah Mobley that's kind of a post player as well. But Jared Allen is a rim runner type of guy, and I'm not sure how great that fit is. Although Mobley has some wing capabilities in his game. Do you want that? I'm not sure, but I probably wouldn't. You probably just wouldn't match what Jared Allen wants and let him go off in free agency. I'm not sure. Or you get something with Colin Sexton in a trade and keep Allen, and now you got a big lineup with maybe a core at the 3, and you probably get a decently sized wing for the, a core at the 2 and get a decently sized wing for the 3, and you kind of have a big defensive lineup around Darius Garland, which is kind of one of the worst defensive players in the league, you know what I'm saying? But with Mobley at the 4, it is a little bit different, and he has, like I said, he has the wing capabilities in his game a little bit, defensively and offensively. But I think with 4 wings outside of him, 2 big wings, preferably outside of Garland, and then you have a 4 that's kind of like a stretcher, and then you have Mobley at the 5 will probably be the most, that'll probably be the best thing for him. But coming into the league, hey, if you want Allen at the 5, Mobley at the 4, 2 big wings, and a core on somebody else, and then Garland at the 1, when in that 1 big wing would be what you're getting from that Sexton trade, that's a good team as well, and they'll probably be priding themselves more on defense with that type of squad. Now, I'm talking about all these wing capabilities and things like that, but let's see him now. Off the save on the other side of the court, brings the ball all the way up the court, no help. Kind of stops, sees what he has. Little spin. 2 dribbles to the bucket. That's the type of guard skills he has at 7 foot. Gets the ball at the top of the key. Looks what he has. Nah, I'm not going to give it to you. 1, 2, spin. That's just way too easy. Big body. That's on a big dude, too. Here's just a little pick and pop, and one thing he has to learn, stop taking long twos. Just step back a little bit. You got the 3, that's easy. But he got the stroke for it. Here's another one that he just has to step out a little bit. Like, that's one of the worst shots in basketball, but he has a shot for it. Here's one of these plays when you're like, wow, he's 7 foot. Just bring the ball. That's an insane pass to make it 7 foot, and he gets a draw foul and transition. That's a great pass. In my opinion, whether they let Jared Allen walk or they keep him and you have Mobley running the 4, I guess, he has the ability to guard some wings with his decent recovery, and also he's a really good rim protector. So each situation you have, I feel like for his rookie season, he'll still succeed. Here's Evan Mobley on a really quick guard and Quay Green, has the recovery to stay there for the block, and in transition gets fouled, I'm pretty sure. Man, and his rim protection is really good as well. He can stay in the paint. He's not no real tweener. He can get up, rim protection. I don't know why bro thought he was going to dunk on him. Although they did not win this game, this was a big block at the end of the game for Evan Mobley. Let's just watch. Gets to the rim, tries to. Nope. That's mine right there. That's mine. I'm not going to hype up everything this man Evan Mobley does. His passing skills, they have their flashes. He has the potential to be a decent passing big in this league, but sometimes they're just off accurate. And I'm not saying he's going to get double teamed as soon as he gets into the league, but watching how he deals with double teams, it's very wishy-washy. He has some good possessions dealing with double teams, and then he just folds on some when he gets some double teams in these clips. Let's go ahead and watch it. Does kind of a pick and fade to get the ball, and then does a pass right when he gets it. Great instincts by him for the dunk for the other Mobley brother. And then on this one, this is what I kind of say, the passes just kind of get away from him at times. Here's him getting a post up, getting double teamed, and just kind of flopping, and gets called for a travel on that one. Here's him in the same exact game doing the exact opposite and hitting bro for a wide open three, and he just misses it badly. Man, I feel like one thing that's missing for Evan Mobley's game, that he didn't do much in college. He did some. I'm not saying he didn't do it at all. He's just getting some easy buckets on some pick and rolls and some dives to the buckets. And what a lot of these young centers do when coming into the league, they've had these big roles on AAU teams and high school teams and college teams. And two examples I have for you right now is James Wiseman and DeAndre Ayton being able to score in different ways that they kind of are planned to in the NBA. For example, DeAndre Ayton had been like a mid-range type scorer, putting the ball on the floor a little bit, getting to the basket. That's what his game kind of was coming into the NBA. Now he's really just a rim runner, offensive rebound, put back type of guy. And what Evan Mobley needs to incorporate into his game more is just getting some easy buckets, getting in the pick and roll with Darius Garland this upcoming year. If he gets drafted to the Cavs, is what I think he can get a lot of more easy buckets. I think a lot of his buckets were ISOs. On one side, trying to get to the bucket with his little post up that he likes to do and other things like that. So when he gets to a higher level with a little bit of a condensed role, although he'd be a big part of the team still, he was the best player on this team. You know, and they went to the Elite Eight, I think. So with a condensed role in the NBA at a higher level, he gets some easier buckets with a little bit of the spotlight off of him. And I can't wait to see him in Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland is not the greatest city, and they've had their lows, but they've had some NBA Finals runs in this decade. Although that is greatly because of LeBron. Let's see if Evan Mobley can at least bring it back to the playoffs and things like that. That's a lot to put on a third overall pick and a 20-year-old, 19-year-old kid. But that's how talented I think he is. And this top 3 is really, really good. And I hope y'all like and subscribe, because I'm gonna be doing a whole entire top 14 of just individual videos, mock picks. So if you like that type of content, go ahead and like and sub on the video if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time, man.